How's everybody doing today? Tonight, rather. I just want to thank you guys for coming out, participating in the lesson here with us. My brother Kevin, this is my reader, brother Ryan, brother Brian. I come before you in the name of the Most High God, representing the vineyard of Israel. All right, today we're coming to you to present the lesson in regard to Halloween. Okay, we just want to see if it's permissible or not. Will the Lord allow us to partake in these type of customs? Right, and we're just gonna go through the Bible. We're gonna open the Bible. We're gonna read the scriptures and let the scriptures do the talking. Amen. Amen. All right. I have three main points I'm gonna come to you with today. And the first one tells us how God warns us not to worship in the same manner that the other nations worship their gods. Right? He tells us to worship Him in spirit and truth, being His word. And you can reference John 6 and 63 and John 17 and 17 for that. His word is truth. And that's the manner in which we should worship Him. Not in the manner of idols, false gods, or their worship. The Lord does not allow us to participate in their customs or their traditions. All right? So that's the first one that we're going to tackle today. So we're just going to lay a little bit of foundation, a little framework, and we're going to start it out at 2 Corinthians 6. That's 2 Corinthians, the 6th chapter, and we're going to read the 14th verse. 2 Corinthians 6, chapter, 14th verse. Let's get some instruction from the Most High God, Brother Brian. Go ahead where you got it.
Be you not equally yoked together with unbelievers.
So right off the bat, the Lord is telling you, listen, I do not want you to be unequally yoked with unbelievers. You can't fellowship with unbelievers. You can't do the same thing that unbelievers do. I sanctify you. I set you apart. I want you to be holy, peculiar treasure. Come on.
For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? And
Come on.
What communion have light with darkness? So
the Lord is asking a question here, and it's rhetorical. He said, what fellowship does light have with darkness? It's not. It's the total opposite end of the spectrum, is it not? He said, what fellowship does righteousness have with unrighteousness? None at all. Right. We learned that righteousness in Deuteronomy 6 and 25 is keeping of the commandments. Right? Come on.
And what concord had Christ with Baal?
Said, what agreement does Christ have with Belial? That's a false god. That's a false idol. Come on.
Or what part had he that believeth with an infidel?
None. Come on.
And what agreement had the temple of God with idols?
The Lord is going to let you know something about this temple. Come on.
For you are the temple of the living God.
You are the temple of the living God. And I don't want you to have fellowship with false gods and false idols. Because the Lord is supposed to dwell within your temple. And if you have false gods and false idols, if you participate in their customs and traditions, the Lord is far from you. Come on.
As God has said, I will dwell in them.
Yes.
And walk in them.
Yes.
And I will be their God.
Yes.
And they shall be my people.
That's only if you are in righteousness.
Right. Because
the Lord has no agreement with unrighteousness. Come on.
Wherefore, come out from among them.
Yes.
And be ye separate.
Be ye separate. So he's drawing the line in the sand, and I'm telling you today, he has a distinct difference. You can't partake in the Lord and partake in customs of idols. Come on, finish that.
Saith the Lord.
Yes.
And touch not the unclean things.
Yes.
And I will receive you.
Then I will receive you. Once you're walking after my laws, my statutes, my commandments, my judgment, my righteousness. Right? Come on, let's go over to 1 John 2. 1 John 2. We're going to pick it up at verse 21. 1 John 2. And we're going to pick it up at verse 21. See, we just laying a foundation right now. We're trying to figure out if this is permissible or not. Right. Because I still hear people running around in the truth talking about Halloween. All right? 1 John 2 and 21. Come on.
I have not written unto you because you know not.
Yes.
The truth, but because you know it. And they know lies of the truth.
So listen what he's saying. He said, I haven't even written to you because you know not the truth. I write to you because I give you good instructions. good commandments, good statutes to follow after, right? There is no manner of a lie and the truth. Once you mix the lie with the truth, it is all a lie, right? Did you finish that?
Yes, sir.
So now let's go over to John 7. John 7 and 38. John 7 and 38. See, it's imperative that we believe on the Most High according to the Scriptures. John 7 and 38. Once you get it, Brother Brian, you can go ahead and read it.
He that believeth on me, as the scriptures have said,
As the what said?
as the scripture has said.
So you mean to tell me, Brother Brian, I can't just believe on the Lord how I want to? Huh? I'm going to serve God my way, you serve God your way?
No, sir.
No, sir. The Most High God said, it's important that you believe on me according to the Scriptures. Go ahead.
Out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water.
And out of that person's belly that believe on me according to the Scriptures shall flow rivers of living water. Let's keep it going. Go right on over to Deuteronomy 12 and 28. The Lord vividly explains how we shall not partake in such customs as Halloween throughout the Scriptures. Right? Deuteronomy 12, chapter 12, verse 28. Once you got it, Brother Brian, go ahead and pick me up.
Observe and hear all these words which I command thee.
The Lord said, pay attention. Listen up. Now I want you to hear these words that I what?
Command
I
thee.
command you. Come on.
That it may go well with thee.
Yes.
And with thy children after thee forever.
Yes.
And when thou doest that which is good and right in the sight of the Lord thy God.
Come on.
When the Lord thy God shall cut off all nations from before thee, whether thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them.
So the Lord said, when I put you in your land, you know, I give you good commandments and statutes. This is what I want you to adhere to. But come on, keep going. Let's get some more of this.
And dwellest in their land. Take
Yes.
heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them.
So the Lord's giving you instruction. He said, listen now, I want you to pay attention. I want you to not follow after the ways and the customs of the land, right? It is a trap unto you. Come on.
After that, they be destroyed from before thee.
Yes.
And that thou inquire not after their gods,
Wait
saying,
a minute. He said that you inquire not after their gods. But how do I do that, Brother Brian? Come on.
how these nations serve their gods.
Yes.
Even so will I do likewise.
You do that by your customs, by your actions, by your ways, by your traditions, right? The Bible tells you, whoever you yield yourself or your members to, that is who you serve, right? So come on, let's get some more of this.
Thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God, for every abomination to the Lord which he hateth have they done unto their gods.
So the Lord said, don't serve me in the manner that the other nations serve their gods, with their traditions and with their customs. Because everything they do is abominable, right? You can't take in these customs and call on my name and think you serving me. I hate it, right? Come on.
For even their sons and their daughters they have burnt in fire to their gods.
How do I do that? You do that by allowing your children to participate in these things and these customs that the Lord hates. Come on.
What things soever I command you, observe to do it.
All I need you to do is do what I'm telling you to do. Keep my laws, my statutes, and my commandments. Come on.
Thou shalt not add thereto,
Yes, sir.
nor diminish from it.
Don't take to it, don't add to it, and don't take from it, right? If I wanted you to do it, I would have told you, right? And we don't keep these customs. We keep customs like Halloween, but we won't even keep the Lord's feast days, which are written in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. It's ridiculous. All right, let's keep on moving. Let's go on to Deuteronomy 13. So just continue on into the 13th chapter, verse 4. 13 and 4. Go ahead.
You shall walk after the Lord your God.
How do I do that?
And fear him.
Come on.
And keep his commandments.
Yes.
And obey his voice.
Obey his voice.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
And ye shall serve him.
Yes.
And cleave unto him.
Yes. Let's go to verse 6. Drop down. Verse 6.
If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods which thou hast not known, thou nor thy father.
Now believe me, these people are not going to come to you and say, hey, Brother Brown, let's go serve these other guys.
Right, yeah.
Huh? They're not going to come to you directly and say that, but you know what they will say? Come on, Brother Brown, we taking our kids trick or treat. You know, trick or treat. Smell my feet. Give me something good to eat. Huh? They're going to come to you like, I'm taking my kids. Why don't you let your kids go with mine?
Right.
No. That's how they're going to come to you and say, let us serve other gods. What are we supposed to do when they do this? Come on, continue.
Namely, of the gods of the people which are round about you.
Yes.
Nigh unto thee.
Come on.
Far off from thee.
Come on.
From the one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth.
Yes.
Thou shalt not consent unto him.
Say, I don't want you to listen to him. Instead, come on.
Or hearken unto him.
Come on.
Neither shalt thine eye pity him.
Yes.
Neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him.
I don't even want you to be soft with your answer when you tell them no. Why? Because it needs to be some type of rebuke so that person could think about themselves and change their ways and repent. Right? Come on.
Right. But thou shalt surely kill him.
Uh-oh.
Thine hand shall be first upon him to put him to death.
Yes, come on.
And afterwards the hand of all the people.
Yes.
And thou shalt stone him with stones that he die. Because he has sought to thrust thee away from the Lord thy God.
And that's what they do when they come to you with these customers and say, it's just for the kids.
Right.
They trying to take you away from worshiping your Lord, your God in spirit and in truth, according to the scriptures. Right? The penalty they got was death. And I'm here to tell you that penalty is still the same, but the judgment is different. Right? They had immediate judgment now. at that time. But now we got grace and truth for the Most High God, so it's allowing you time to repent and learn of Him and turn from your wicked ways. Okay? Let me get Jeremiah 10. Jeremiah 10. This stuff is wickedness to God. He told you it was abominable. He hates it. Jeremiah the 10th chapter. Jeremiah 10. We're going to start at verse 1 once you get it, Brother Brian. Go ahead.
Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
Listen to the words that the Lord is speaking to you. He's already told us already, I want you to just keep my commandments, my laws, my statutes, and judgment. That is what's righteous to me, right? That's what makes you holy and set you apart. Come on.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
How many times do we have to tell us, learn not the customs, traditions, and ways of the other nations and heathens in the land around you? Come on.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
Yes.
For the customs of the people are vain.
Their traditions or their customs is for nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Come on.
For one cutteth the tree out of the forest,
Uh-huh.
the work of the hand of a workman,
Yes.
with the axe.
Yes.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
That's all I want to deck, because I want to just show you that the customs are vain. You read that into that on your own, because it's going to tell you another tradition and custom that's vain. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Come on. Right? So let's go on over to Matthew the 15th chapter. Matthew the 15th chapter. Matthew the 15th chapter, and we're going to start at verse 7. You're going to see the ways of these people. Actually, start me at verse 1. Verse 1, go ahead.
Then came to Jesus scribes and Pharisees.
So these scribes and Pharisees are coming to Jesus like they're holy and righteous. Come on, let's get it.
Which were of Jerusalem, saying,
Yes.
why do the disciples transgress the traditions of the elders?
Now they're going to come to the master and say, hey, why your disciples transgressing the traditions of the elders or the customs of the land and the people? Huh? Come on.
For they wash not their hands when they eat bread.
Yes.
But he answered and said unto them,
Look how smooth Jesus is with it, right? Come on.
why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition?
He threw it right back on him. He said, listen, why do you transgress the commandments of God? By your customs or your traditions, like Halloween. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
I've already told you how to worship me in spirit and in truth.
Yes, sir.
Drop down to verse 7.
Ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy unto you, saying,
So he said, you some hypocrites. You profess me with your mouth, but in your works you deny me. Come on.
These people draw nigh to me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me.
You saying, Lord, Lord, but your mind is far from me. Your mind ain't on the feast days of God, like the Passover unleavened bread. Your mind on, let's go take these kids trick-or-treating and dress up as goons and goblins, huh? This Halloween party I'm going to go to. But I say I love the Lord. Huh? Come on.
But in vain they do worship me.
You worship me for nothing. Come on.
Teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
You don't teach Passover unleavened bread tabernacles. You teach, let's go dress up as goons and goblins.
Right.
It's ridiculous. He's saying it all over the book. He's giving us good instructions. It will behoove you to take heed.
Yes, sir.
Huh? So before I go into my next point really quick, I just want to show a small, short video. Would you? Yeah, quick play on that for me really quick. Showing you the origins of Halloween.
The Bible does not mention Halloween. However, both the ancient origins of Halloween and its modern customs show it to be a celebration based on false beliefs about the dead and invisible spirits or demons. The Bible warns, there must never be anyone among you who consults ghosts or spirits or calls up the dead. Deuteronomy 18:10-12. While some view Halloween as harmless fun, the Bible indicates
we can
that
stop the video right there and pack up and go home, but this is not already killed Halloween. But to put it back on, let's, for humor, let's suffer through it.
Is associated with it are not. At 1 Corinthians 10:20 and 21, the Bible says, I do not want you to be participants with demons. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons too. Halloween history and customs. 1. Samhain. The origin of Halloween can be traced to this ancient pagan festival celebrated by Celtic people over 2,000 years ago, states the World Book Encyclopedia. The Celts believed that the dead could walk among the living at this time. During Samhain, the living could visit with the dead. However, the Bible clearly teaches that the dead are conscious of nothing at all. Ecclesiastes 9:5. Thus, they cannot contact the living. 2. Halloween costumes, candy, and trick-or-treat. According to the book Halloween, An American Holiday, An American History, some of the Celts wore ghoulish costumes so that wandering spirits would mistake them for one of their own and leave them alone. Others offered sweets to the spirits to appease them. In medieval Europe, the Catholic clergy adopted local pagan customs and had their adherents go from house to house wearing costumes and requesting small gifts. The Bible, on the other hand, does not permit merging false religious practices with the worship of God. 3. Ghosts, vampires, werewolves, witches, and zombies. These have long been associated with the evil spirit world. Halloween trivia. The Bible clearly states that we should oppose wicked spirit forces, not celebrate with them. 4. Halloween pumpkins or jack-o'-lanterns. In medieval Britain, supplicants moved from door to door asking for food in return for a prayer for the dead, and they would carry hollowed-out turnip lanterns whose candle connoted a soul trapped in purgatory. Halloween, from pagan ritual to party night. Others say that the lanterns were used to ward off evil spirits. During the 1800s in North America, pumpkins replaced turnips because they were plentiful as well as easy to hollow out and carve. The beliefs behind this custom, the immortality of the soul, purgatory, and prayers for the dead, are not based on the Bible.
Yeah, that's good. So we can clearly see from the video that this is a day of dead, a day of worshiping witches and familiar spirits and consulting with the dead. Well, our Bible clearly tells us that God is the God of the living and not the dead. He constantly warns us throughout his word that he is the God of the living God. The dead knows nothing. So in this second point, we're going to move through here. We're going to see what the Lord instructs about familiar spirits and witches and wizards and the dead. Right? Because in fact, this day, Halloween, is the day of the dead. A day for witches, demonic spirits to be consulted. In fact, if you read in the history, it'll show you that it's the most sacred day to the witches and satanic priests called the Druids. A day they call their most holy Sabbath. They are directly mimicking the Most High God. Okay, so let's start this out at Ecclesiastes 9. Ecclesiastes 9. Ecclesiastes 9 and 5. Once you get it, Brother Brian, you can go ahead and read it.
For the living know that they shall die.
Yes.
But the dead know not anything.
What?
But the dead know not anything.
Come on.
Neither have they any more a reward, for the memory of them is forgotten.
Once you die, you have no more consciousness in regard to anything. You know nothing.
Right.
You're in the ground and you're asleep. Right? Let's go over to Psalms 146 and 4. 146 and 4. So if that's the case, why are these people walking around on Halloween consulting the dead? In all actuality, you consulted familiar spirits, satanic priests, druids, the devil himself. Let me get 146, Psalms 146, verse 4. Psalms 146, verse 4. Brother Brown, when you got it, you can go ahead and read it.
His breath goeth forth.
So if your breath go forth from you, what is that? You're dead, right? Come on.
He returned to his earth.
Yes, he returned where?
To his earth.
In heaven.
To his earth.
We just learned something on our way of learning something. Come on.
In that very day, his thoughts perish.
In that very day, his thoughts perish. He knows nothing. It goes hand in hand with the video. It says, the dead knows nothing. Right? Let me get Isaiah 8. Isaiah 8. 8th chapter, verse 19. Let's see what the Lord said about, these witches and familiar spirits and necromancers and all of that. Let me get verse 19 when you get it, Brother Brian.
And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits.
This sounds familiar. Come on.
And unto wizards.
Yes.
That peep.
Yes.
And that mutter.
Yes.
Should not a people seek unto their God?
Now listen, all these customs that's talking about right now goes on in a couple more days. Right. People dressing up their kids and goons and goblins and witches and everybody consulting familiar spirits. You hear the old saying all the time, around Halloween, it seems like that just more devilish people come around. I wonder why.
Right.
The Lord is telling you to come out of this. Just keep my laws, my statutes, my judgment. When these people are seeking to wizards of the dead, trying to get answers from that, they should, in all actuality, be seeking to the Most High God.
Right.
Come on.
For the living to the dead.
Yes.
To the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
And none of those witches or demons or devils speak according to the law and to the testimony, the word of the Most High God. They seek it to satanic priests, getting a message from the beast, dwelling in their feast. Don't do that. Seek it to the Most High God. Come on, let's keep up. Let's go over to Exodus 22. Exodus 22. said to the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to that, that's the Old Testament and the New Testament. If they're not giving you instructions in that manner, there is no truth in them. That's the words of the Most High God. That's who you should seek to. Exodus 22 and 18. When you get it, Brother Brian, you can go ahead and read it.
Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
In that time frame, this was of the first coming. The Lord said, I don't even want you to suffer a wish to live. But again, he's giving us grace and truth. So now I'm telling you, the punishment for them is going to be the same. And if you follow in their ways, their customs, the punishment for you is going to be the same, which is death. Right. So instead of seeking to witches and wizards and familiar spirits, seek it to the Most High God. From the dead to the living. Come on, Deuteronomy 18. Deuteronomy 18, you can clearly see that this is the custom.
Right.
So they are the dead, they seeking familiar spirits, demons and goons and goblins, right. And you let your kids pass through the fire by letting them partake in these days. Again, the Lord tells us, whoever you yield your members to, that is who you serve. Yes, sir. Deuteronomy 18. Deuteronomy 18, we're going to pick it up at verse 9. So when you got it, Brother Brian, Deuteronomy 18 and verse 9, you can go ahead and read it.
When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee,
yes,
thou shalt not learn to do the abominations of those nations.
So listen, he telling you again, hey, I don't want you to do the abominations or the wickedness that I hate, that all the other nations do. Come on.
There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
And we just learned you do that by allowing your children to partake in the customs, right? So if you going out, you allow your kids to go to Halloween parties and you yourself taking them trick-or-treating, right? You are passing them through the fire. The Lord told you earlier that I don't even want, your temple to dwell with idols or idols in your temple. So that's a physical temple too. So why are all of these so-called churches of the Most High God partaking in this day? And they have goons and goblins and demons and witches and familiar spirits all in their sanctuary. Yes. Having big carnivals and festivals for them. When the Lord say, I sanctified you, I separated you, I wanted you to be set apart. Do not do or worship me in that manner. Right. But keep on going. Come on.
Or that uses divination or observers of times or an enchanter or a witch.
And we just learned on the video that all of these customs is what happens on Halloween.
Right.
Come on.
Or a charmer.
Yes.
Or a consulter with familiar spirits.
Yes.
Or a wizard. Or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord.
Yeah. Every single person that do these things is abomination to the Lord. So if you partake in these days and these customs, no matter how you say you're trying to make it holy, you can't make it holy. The Lord already told you, you cannot mix darkness and light. You can't mix truth and a lie. Once you try to partake in the darkness and put the Lord's name on it, it's still a lie. Right. If I got a pig and I put lipstick on it to dress it up, it's still a pig. The Lord's telling us, do not worship me in that manner. Come on.
And because of these abominations,
yes,
the Lord thy God doeth drive them out from before thee.
Yes.
Thou shalt not be perfect with the Lord thy God.
Yes. What verse?
13 or 14 now.
Come on.
For these nations which thou shalt possess, hearken unto observers of time and unto diviners. But as for thee, the Lord thy God hath not suffered so to do.
So you hear from the Lord's mouth himself. I'm not suffering you to do Halloween. So if you're doing it, repent, turn from your ways, and turn back to the Most High God. Keep his laws, his statutes, and his commandments. Don't add to it, and don't take away. Right. Let's go to Isaiah 47. Isaiah 47. We're going to start at verse 12. Isaiah 47 and 12. Once you got it, Brother Brian, you can go ahead and read it.
Stand now with thine enchantment.
Yes.
and with the multitude of the sorcerers,
Mhm.
sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth.
Yes.
If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail.
Come on.
Thou art wearied in the multitude of the councils,
Yes.
that now the astrologers
Yes.
and the stargazers,
Yes.
the monthly prognosticators
There you go.
stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee.
So he even hitting horoscopes. That's a big one. And you still have half of Israel talking about I'm a Leo. Go sit down. The Lord said, do not partake in this foolishness. The monthly prognosticators. It's your horoscopes.
Right.
The Lord is not with it.
See that?
He said, these things can't even save you. Why are you consulting them? Why are you trying to get answers from them that you can get from the Lord? This does not make any sense. Keep on going, Brother Brian.
Behold, they shall be as stubble.
Yes.
The fire shall burn them.
This is the reward of those witches and demons and goblins and goons. And if you continue to partake in their customs and their ways and their manners, that's going to be your destruction as well. Come on.
They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame.
If they can't deliver themselves, they can't deliver you either. Come on.
There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor a fire to sit before it.
Come on.
Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth.
So he said you've been partaking in these customs even since you was young, buying little trick-or-treat outfits and customs and all of that. Once you come into the true knowledge of God, listen, turn from those ways. Don't partake in those abominations. Serve the Lord in spirit and in truth. Let's keep on moving.
You want to finish that?
Yes, once you finish.
They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee.
None shall save you. You seeking salvation, you turn to the Most High God through Jesus Christ and worship Him in spirit and in truth. Keep His law, statutes, and commandments, because that is how you show the Lord that you love Him. John 14 and 15 tell you that.
Right.
So let's go get an example of somebody that was doing this, and let's see their end. Okay? Let's go to 1 Samuel 28 chapter. 1 Samuel the 28th chapter. 1 Samuel 28. We're going to start at verse 3 once you get it, Brother Brian.
Now Samuel was dead, and all Israel had lamented him, and buried him in Ramah.
So Samuel was the prophet that gave instruction to the king at this time. The king was Saul. So at this point, Samuel the prophet was dead, and all of Israel lamented. They was crying over him. They was mourning for him. And they buried him in Ramah. Come on.
Even in his own city.
So I have a quick question for you. We've learned already about the dead. The prophet Samuel is dead. So will he have any knowledge?
No, sir.
Will he be able to consult with anybody?
No, sir.
I want y'all to keep that in mind as we read this story. Come on.
And Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits.
Why did he do that? Because that was the law of the Most High God. He already told you that in Exodus, the 22nd chapter. So he was keeping the commandments of God at that point, right? Come on.
And the wizards.
Yes.
Out of the land.
Come on.
And the Philistines gathered themselves together and came and pitched in Shunem. And Saul gathered all Israel together, and they pitched in Gilboa.
Come on.
And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart greatly trembled.
Yes, come on.
And when Saul inquired the Lord answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophet.
Now, the reason that the Lord is not answering the king right now at this particular time, because he kept doing wickedness. He kept partaking in the customs and abominations of the land around him. He consulted not the Lord. He acted in his own will, which is sin. So those sinful behaviors caused him to distance himself from the Lord. So therefore the Lord was not answering him. So let's see what he does. Come on.
Then said Saul unto his servants, seek me a woman that have a familiar spirit.
Do what?
Seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit,
Why would you do that?
that I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said to him, behold, There is a woman that had the familiar spirit in Endor.
So he said, seek me a familiar spirit then. I can't get the answers from God. But in all actuality, all he had to do was turn from his sins, which separated him from God, and then go back to the Lord. Right? But he didn't do that. You see his wicked mindset, so he continued to add sin on top of sin on top of sin. Now he's going to consult a familiar spirit. Right? Come on.
And Saul disguised himself and put on another raiment.
Wait a minute. Why do you have to disguise yourself if nothing's wrong with it? This is the same thing they do with Halloween.
Right.
You disguising yourself because it's wickedness.
Right.
Come on.
And he went, and 2 men with him.
Yes.
And they came to the woman by night.
Yes. And now you going to the woman by night. You done disguise yourself and you going not in the bright daylight. You going at nighttime where you can't be seen or made out. Come on.
And he said,
yes.
I pray thee,
come on,
divine unto me by the familiar spirit.
I want you to give me some great divination. Some divination, that's an answer that you're seeking from a spirit that's not of God.
Come on.
The Lord have the words of life. You're not seeking unto life, you're seeking unto death. Come on.
And bring me him up, whom I shall name unto thee.
Come on.
And the woman said unto him, Behold, thou knowest what Saul had done.
Yes.
How he had cut off those that have familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land.
So even the wizard had some understanding of God. Because she like, hey, you know what King Saul did?
Right.
You trying to get me killed. Come on.
Wherefore, then layest thou a snare for my life.
See, you in a trap for my life right now. You know the witches have to be out of the land.
Right.
Come on.
To cause me to die.
Yes.
And Saul sware to her by the Lord, saying, As the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing.
Keep going.
Then said the woman, Whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said,
he's bringing this person up from what? From the dead. What is Halloween? A day of what? Dead. Yeah. And consulted with familiar spirits and wizards and witches. Right? And the very same thing that Saul is doing right now. The very same thing that got him cut off and distance from the Most High God. Right? Keep going.
And he said,
yes.
Bring me up Samuel.
Bring me up Samuel. But we already know from the lesson that the dead knows not anything. Right. When you're dead, you lose all consciousness. So he's in the grave and he sleep. Come on.
And when the woman saw Samuel,
yes,
she cried with a loud voice.
Come on.
And the woman spake to Saul, saying, Why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul.
Come on.
And the king said unto her, Be not afraid, for what sawest thou?
He said, Don't be afraid. Just come on and tell me what you saw. Come on.
And the woman said unto Saul, I saw God ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, What form is he of? And she said, An old man cometh up, and he is covered with mantle. So
he said, I see God's coming, ascending and descending out of the earth. Remember in the earlier chapters that we read in Deuteronomy, the Lord said, when you come into the land, I don't want you to worship me according to the other gods and the nations and the lands among you. So this lady is just saying, I seen gods, descending up and down throughout the earth. Right? Come on, give us some more of this.
And Saul perceived that it was Samuel.
And he did what?
He perceived that it was Samuel.
He just thought in his mind, oh man, they gotta be Samuel. The lady never told him that it was Samuel. Right. Because the dead knows not anything. Come on.
And he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. And Samuel said to Saul, Why hast thou disquieted me?
So now Saul the king is bowing his face to what he perceives to be Samuel. You're not supposed to bow or reverence a man like that. Reverence is for the Lord, right? He's going from bad to worse. And now Samuel said to Saul, why have you disquieted me? Come on.
To bring me up. And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me.
So this is what he told him. He's trying to get some answers from this demonic spirit that he should have got from God. Skip on over to, let's see what I want. Skip on over to 18.
Because thou obeyest not the voice of the Lord, nor executest his fierce wrath upon Amalek, Therefore hath the Lord done this thing unto thee this day. Moreover, the Lord will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistines. And tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me.
So the Lord he's telling him what's going to happen, or, he's allowing him to know what's going to happen. He said, tomorrow you're going to die because of the sin that he did, partaking in this wicked abominations. And the judgment is the same. Repent, turn to God. Right? Let's go to 1 Samuel 15 really quick. 1 Samuel 15, let me get the 23rd verse. Once you get it.
For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft.
What?
Rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft.
So he said when you being disobedient, that's just like the sin of witchcraft.
Right.
Being disobedient to what? The Lord already told you, keep my laws, my statutes, my commandments. Don't add to or take away. But nowhere in the scriptures do you see Halloween.
Right.
That it's permissible to do. We being disobedient now, skip what God say, I'm going to keep this anyway. It's fun. It's for the kids. It's only for the kids. Yeah. Your rebellion is just as witchcraft. Come on.
And stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry.
Yes.
Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king.
And that's what he did to Saul, because Saul was participating in this same type of customs and abominations and sinful behaviors. Right? He said, because of that, that's what got him rejected and ultimately his demise.
Right.
Let me get verse 24.
And Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned.
So Saul realized that he had what?
Sin.
Sin is the transgression of the law. You can read that yourself in 1 John 3 and 4. Right? So he realized that he had broken God's commandments. Come on.
For I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord.
Yes.
And thy words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice.
So don't fear the people. We already learned in Deuteronomy the 13th chapter when those people coming to you, Brother Brian, come on, let's celebrate this Halloween.
Right.
Don't even be careful how you answer them. Don't worry about not hurting no feelings. Hurt feelings bring forth correction. Let's keep on moving and let's go on into our last and third point. Right? So instead of these customs, instead of customs like Halloween and Easter and Christmas, which you can't find in the Bible, what should we do instead, Brother Kevin? First of all, start with the Lord's holy days, his feast days that he instructed you in Leviticus the 23rd chapter. You can read that on your own for the sake of time, right? Otherwise, let's do this. Deuteronomy 12 and 32 again. I just want that one verse. We're going to hit it and keep on moving. And after that, give me Exodus the 20th chapter. Go ahead once you get it, Brother Brian.
What things soever I command you, observe to do it.
That's what you should do instead. Whatever the Lord tell you to do in his law, statutes, and commandments, you should do that instead of vain customs like Halloween. Come on.
Thou shalt not add thereto,
yes,
nor diminish from it.
Don't add to or take away. He didn't put that in the Bible for you to do. He didn't say it was permissible. In fact, he's showing you that it's not. Come on. Let's go to Exodus, the 20th chapter. Because Saul made a profane statement. He said, I have realized through all of those vain customs and traditions and abominable works, I transgressed the Lord's commandments. Right. So this is what the Lord is instructing you to do instead. Exodus, the 20th chapter. Exodus, the 20th chapter, start at verse 1, Brother Brian.
And God spake all these words, saying,
yes,
I am the Lord thy God,
yes,
which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
yes,
out of the house of bondage.
yes.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Number one, he said, don't have any other gods before me. You can't go to the spirits of the dead and seek answers from them. Mm-hmm. Seek it to the Lord. That's idolatry. Don't have no other gods before me. Come on.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
A lot of people hit right here. Don't make any graven images. I'm giving you good instruction. And if you love me, you'll keep these.
Right.
Keep on going.
Or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above.
Yes.
Or that is in the earth beneath.
Yes.
Or that is in the waters underneath the earth.
That covers everything. Come on.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them.
Yes.
Nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
And we can see Saul did that.
Yeah.
Bowed himself down to that false God, a false image, trying to seek answers. He said, should not they seek unto their God? Come on.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
And you wonder why, like, your life is just in utter turmoil. It's not getting any better. And then your children grow up after you and their life kind of mimics yours. Because you have broke the Lord's laws, statutes, and commandments, and that's what you taught your children to do. So he's visiting the iniquity into the children of the third or fourth generations. You teaching them the same customs.
Right.
Let's go out and trick or treat. This is real fun. Teach my grandbaby, bring my grandbaby over here and let me dress him up. Come on.
And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
Showing mercy to them that love me and keep my commandments. We already told you how you know that you show the Lord you love him. John 14 and 15, by keeping the commandments.
Yes,
come on.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
Yes.
For the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
Matthew 15 shows you by these traditions and these customs, you're taking the Lord's name in vain.
Right.
Same thing in Jeremiah the 10th chapter, through these customs or traditions. Right? Come on.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
What?
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
That was done away with, Brother Brian.
Nah,
Instead, I can keep the holy Sabbath of the wickeds. A sowing. Huh? You'll keep the Sabbath of a false idol and demons, but you won't keep the Lord's Sabbath.
Right.
How backwards is that? Come on, keep going.
6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work.
Yes.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
He give you 6 days to do everything you want to, but he said the seventh day, which has been the same cycle since the existence. That's the Lord's Sabbath day. I want you to keep it and remember it and keep it holy. Come on.
In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, or thy maidservant.
Yes.
Nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
So we can see right off the top how King Saul, he broke all of these like right off the bat. Come on.
For in 6 days,
yes,
the Lord made heaven and earth,
yes,
the sea, and all that is in them is,
yes,
and rested the seventh day.
Yes.
Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
The Sabbath day and hallowed it. He said it apart. Come on. I want you to keep doing this instead of these vain customs. Come on.
Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
Yes.
Thou shalt not kill.
Yes.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Yes.
Thou shalt not steal.
Yes.
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
Yes.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
Yes.
Nor thy manservant.
Yes.
Nor his maidservant.
Yes.
Nor his ox.
Yes.
Nor his ass.
Yes.
Nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
This is how you seek unto life. This is good instruction instead of the instruction of the dead, familiar spirits and wizards and witches. Right? Come on, let's go. I have 3 more places. Give me Matthew, the 6th chapter. Matthew 6 and 24. When you get it, Brother Brian, you can go ahead and read it.
No man can serve 2 masters.
Yes.
For either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
And we clearly see that in Matthew the 15th chapter. When they was coming, the hypocrites were coming to the Lord, they say, why y'all transgressing the traditions? Or in other words, hey, Brother Brian, why y'all don't keep Halloween, man? Y'all weird. Huh?
Right.
That's the same thing. You can't serve 2 masters. You can't put your right foot in, take your right foot out. Put your left foot in and shake it all about. Huh? You got to be either all in or all out. Right? Come on, you can't serve the Lord and idols. Did you get all of that?
You cannot serve God and mammon.
Yes.
Yes,
Skip over to 1 Corinthians 10. 20 and 21. First Corinthians 10, verse 20. Go ahead, Brother Brian.
But I say
Yes.
that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice,
Yes.
they sacrifice to devils.
So what all the other nations sacrifice, they sacrifice unto devils. That's why the Lord gave you good instructions in the very beginning, saying, don't seek into the way that they serve their gods, because they worship devils. They participate in all the hateful customs. It's hateful to the Lord, like Halloween. You see, they consult in familiar spirits and wizards and demonic entities. Don't seek it to them. You seek it to God. Come on.
And not to God.
Yes.
And I will not that you should have fellowship with devils.
You cannot have fellowship with devils. The moment you mix it and try to put the Lord's name on it, that makes it still a lie.
Right.
Again, that pig is still a pig once you put lipstick on it. Right? Come on.
You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils.
So you can't partake in these abominable customs and then try to go back over here and serve the Lord. The Lord does not like that. He said, if you are lukewarm, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
Right.
I wish you were rather either cold or hot. Hey, come on.
You cannot be partakers of the Lord's table.
Yes.
And of the table of devils.
Yes. What verse was that?
That was 21.
All right. Let's go to the last place and hear the conclusion. The Lord, he sums it all up himself. But what should we do instead, Brother Kevin? The Lord can tell you better than I can. You want to know what's on his mind, just read his book. Seek until you a teacher according to the true word of God. Ecclesiastes 12, verse 13. Once you get it, Brother Brian, you can go ahead and read it.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Yes.
Fear God and keep his commandments.
Why?
For this is the whole duty of man.
So the Lord just told you the conclusion. Instead of partaking in vain customs, worshiping him for nothing, he said, fear God and keep his commandments. Because there's going to come a day at the time at the end where you're going to come and say, Lord, Lord, have not I served you? I called upon your name. I was in church every Sunday. We cast out devils. Huh? The Lord going to say, depart from me. I never knew you. Ye that work iniquity. But Lord, how do we work iniquity? You kept Halloween, Christmas, and Easter 45,000 million times. And you didn't keep not one of my feast days. Right. I never knew you. Depart from me. Ye that work iniquity. Yes, so I hope somebody got some understanding in the name of Jesus. That is the lesson. Halloween is not permitted. Thank you.